When they socialized the debt, the investors slipped outside the net. They sailed away to distant shores of the goods down lows. Peter to Naples, support the banks, do not default. Never mind ordinary man. Get back into the marketplace.
Thanks very much, everyone. She's doing another song for us. The sound is a bit naughty, but hopefully they got most of that. Two microphones to bring from you. Okay, we're going to just say a few words about the protest today and the future plans for the campaign. And I'll introduce first Shane, if you're ready. Councillor Shane O'Brien from Sinn Féin to say a few words.
I know Richard is coming, but I just want to thank all of you for coming out today. And I want to thank many Sinn Féin people, for-profit and community activists that have helped mobilise and build and put up posters and deliver leaflets over the past few weeks. It's very important that we make this stand because we can't let complacency, we can't see the victories that we have already achieved in this campaign slip away. We have forced this government into a retreat, we forced them into capping, we forced them into roam back from their threats to completely cut people off, which they said they would do. But what is happening is a propaganda war led by the corporate media that we have gone away, that we don't exist, that the water issue is not on the agenda, and that people have forgotten about it now in the upcoming election, because that's not true. I've been out knocking on doors nearly every day for the past few weeks, and on every street and every estate we go into, water is an issue, and the privatisation of our water resources is a very, very big issue. What has happened over the past 5 years, and with the last two governments, Right to Water released a lot of figures this week, and I'm sure some of you would have read them, but it's important that we get them into our mind, because over the past two governments, the provision and the budgets given to the provision of water and water services in our country has been slashed by 65%. Over 600 million has been slashed from our water services budget by Fine Gael and Labour and by Fianna Fáil and their predecessors before. That is why the water services are in the dire state they are in this country. So for them to come and tell us now that we need to pay water charges to invest in a system that they have let decay and deteriorate is just pure and utter hypocrisy, and we won't allow for it. It is important, though, over the next few weeks, that each and every one of you here go and talk to your family members, your friends, your colleagues in work, your teammates in a sports club or community group, and convince them that they need to change how they vote in the upcoming election. They cannot put their trust in Fianna Fáil. They cannot put their trust in Fine Gael, and they definitely cannot put their trust in the Labour Party. So again, I just want to thank you for coming out here today, and I want to please urge you to keep on mobilising, keep on spreading the word. We must protect the future of our water services, and we can only do that when they belong and when they're in the ownership of the Irish people.
Okay, just to say a few words myself. First of all, I want to let people know that today's demonstration is part of a nationwide mobilisation that is happening across the country, organised by the Right to Water movement. for those of you who have the energy to march again today, and you've done your duty, so I'm not trying to put moral pressure on you, but if you feel the enthusiasm and energy to march again, there's going to be a demonstration taking place in Dublin this afternoon where people from across the city will be mobilising in the city centre. The Laoghaire Right to Water banner will be assembling for that at 2 o'clock at Connolly Station. There's different assembly points around the city, but we're going to assemble at 2 o'clock at Connolly Station, where we will be marching on to the GPO. So if any of you feel you still have the energy to do it, we'd encourage you to go along and join that demonstration. Very importantly, today's protest is the beginning of an escalation of the campaign against water charges and all the unjust austerity attacks that have been inflicted on us in the run-in to the general election. So it's just the beginning of a serious cranking up of the people's movement as we face into the general election. The next big event in that regard is going to take place the Saturday before the general election. There's going to be a national demonstration in Dublin where the whole country is going to come to Dublin. And we're hoping and indeed predicting that that is going to be the biggest demonstration this country has ever seen. But to make that happen, we need people here to mobilise over the coming weeks. As soon as the election is called, and that is likely to take place early the week after next. That's when we think. We think they're going to call the election for the 25th or the 26th of February. If that is the date of the election, they will have to announce it within the next 10 days or so, probably early the week after next. As soon as that is confirmed, you can take it that there will be a demonstration on the Saturday before that in Dublin. That national demonstration will take place. We will start to produce the literature, the posters, the leaflets, and we will need everybody spreading the word on Facebook, to their friends, in their workplaces, in their community. All roads will lead to Dublin once that date is set. And we hope to see you and hundreds of thousands more on the streets. Now, I just want to say why that is so important. You see, Alan Kelly said a few weeks ago, he only now spends 2% of his time thinking about water charges. It's not on his agenda. Now, I don't believe that for 1 minute. That's wishful thinking on his part. Because they want to demoralise us. They want us to believe the movement is dead. And I think we all know in our hearts and souls that when you talk to your friends, everybody is against these charges and all the wider austerity. But the anxiety that people have is, yeah, but can we win? Will they not get them in the end anyway? Is it all pointless, right? That is the battle we're up against. And it is a psychological war. Because the truth is, with the numbers that we have seen out in the streets, with the numbers that are boycotting it, we can win. We can take these charges down, and we can take the government down that brought us these charges. There's no doubt about it. But we have to believe it. We have to believe it. Because they are going to tell us for the next 4 weeks that we can't do that. And you can see Dennis O'Brien's media, the corporate media, owned by people like O'Brien, who have a vested interest in getting water charges in because he's putting in the meters. They are going to tell us we can't win. They are going to tell us it's an inevitability that Fine Gael and Labour are back in government. But that is rubbish. I mean, I can't predict exactly what's going to happen in the election, but I tell you this, the current government will not have a majority. They will not have a majority. Labour are going to be decimated, and Fine Gael are going to lose significant ground. Okay? So the people who are in favour of water charges will not have a majority. And the reason for that is because of you. The reason for that is because of the movement that we have seen on the streets for the last year or two that has terrified them and that has done extreme damage to them. And we have a historic opportunity in the next 5 or 6 weeks to finally clear out this corrupt, gang of cronies, whether it's Fianna Fáil, whether it's Fine Gael, whether it's Labour, all of them together brought this country to its knees because they were in the pockets of bankers, of developers, and of corporate oligarchs like Dennis O'Brien. That is the truth. That is why people are suffering. These people got richer while we got poorer. And if you just think about it, I mean, when the government claims they have been a success, I actually feel like throwing up. I mean, just think about it. What are the three most basic things imaginable? Water, housing, health. Every single one of them are a shambles, an utter shambles. So, if you can't get the basic things right that we need to exist, how can these people claim a success? And of course, the only people they are succeeding for is the vultures who want to take control of our water services to make profit from them, the vultures who destroyed the housing market and created the homelessness crisis we have now, and the vultures like the private insurance companies who want to take over our health service. Destroy the public service to force us to pay through the nose for private health. That's what they're up to. And you get add into that education. We have the most overcrowded class sizes in the country. Chronically underinvested education for the young people are here. The damage they are doing to our future because they serve nothing other than the greed of the multimillionaires, the big financial institutions and the big corporations. So that's what's at stake. But we have a chance because we have such a movement, we have built such a movement over the last 2 years. If we can translate that movement into a decisive blow against the political establishment in this election, it will open the door to transform Ireland, to make it the republic for all of the people that it should be, the people like Connolly fought for. So that's the challenge ahead of us. So I would just appeal to people in the next few weeks, mobilise, mobilise, mobilise. That is our job, and every single person here has to see themselves as leaders, because that's what you are. I don't believe in the leaders up on the top, right? It's not the leaders on the top, it's not me, Shane, or anybody else who will change things. It has always been the people who brought the change, always. And we have to believe in ourselves, and we have to lead over the coming weeks to get people out to vote, to mobilise them on the streets, to get them talking to their friends, to organise, and then we can change this country. So, it's up to us, but the people are on the march, let's keep them marching. So well done to all of you. So we're going to finish up now, and I think Evelyn is going to do another song.
If anybody has any lozenges, pass them up this way.
I was trying to decide what to sing, but seeing as we're on the point of the elections, I think I'll go with Gone Bean Blues. I'm just looking at that poster there, you know, like keep your child safe in a home, and maybe it would have been more appropriate. I'm surprised nobody's fiddled with that yet. Of gone bean opportunities lean, unless you are towing a party line, where there's jobs for the boys, cars and aeroplane toys. Bring all your best friends along for the ride. We can play our little games, someone else can take the blame. Has it always been this way? Does this party have no shame? So you forget everything and they won't suspect a thing in the fields of gone bean. In the fields of gone bean, there's a lot that's unseen. The curtain is closing on the party bus, but still the same old cry resounds. Sure, the party lads, it sound. What the public don't know cannot hurt us. For too long we've been in charge, that our egos have enlarged. Apply a little spin, we'll come up a looking large. Once again we've been deceived. The guys in charge should be relieved in the fields of Gambine. In the fields of Gambine, it seems rather obscene. Now we know the liberties that have been taken. What more is there to find out? We hear the people shout. Any wonder confidence has been shaken? The policies were mean, just a big bad dream. Don't let it work out like they planned. Let's spoil their little scheme. Their hands are unclean. Who knows where they've been? To the fields of Gambine. Wake up all the lies. Democracy, it died. I've got a bad, bad taste of Gambine. Look out for the Gambine man, expert at the sleight of hand. Here comes the Gambine man. He's going to shaft you if he can. Look out for the Gambine man, expert at the sleight of hand. Here comes the Gambine man. He's going to shaft us all he can. Don't let that happen. Woo! Thanks, everybody. And guys, Evan Campbell Band on Facebook. Hear a few songs. Thanks.
I love it. See you later.